Your environment is a constant conversation with your nervous system. It's like, welcome back to the Against the Herd podcast, the podcast for high performers who no longer settle for the script the world writes. You are innovators. You are pushing the boundaries. You say no to the system and create your own. I am your host, Armando Cruz, and in today's podcast, we're going to dive deep into a topic that few health experts actually talk about, but absolutely controls your energy, it controls your pain, your stress, and even your performance. Your environment. That's what we're talking about today. Your environment is the biggest predictor of your success. And we've all heard of those people that have been able to, in spite of their environment, have been able to excel and succeed. But if you want to stack success in your favor, stack your environment for success. So your environment, not your macros, not your mobility drills, not your mindset hacks. I'm talking about freeing up the space that you live in externally and internally so that the energy it creates and how it either heals you or drains you because it becomes something that you're both intentional with and you're able to understand what you need when you need it. Because you can't out rehab a toxic environment. And you sure as hell can't outwork a space that keeps you triggered and keeps your nervous system feeling like it's being attacked at all times. So let's talk about Kirsten. Now, she's been a guest on this podcast, and I want to share with you because uh, I want to amplify something that really, or showcase something that really popped up there when it was this idea of the environment. And so when she came, she had this chronic neck pain and headache that it was weird because she had seen doctors, other PTs, she's vulnerable, she'd done other things. Nothing seemed to work. But in the conversation, in peeling back layers. And that's really the key with all of this is the layers. What layer have you gone to? Have you asked that next question to go deeper? Have you gone a little deeper, peeled a little further? And you can't always go further. You can't always go further off that first one. It's peeling layers, peeling layers, peeling layers, peeling layers. Um, One of the areas that we came across in our conversations was her work environment. She's constantly on the computer because she is a visual storyteller. She's constantly editing videos and creating these beautiful stories for brands and for professionals to tell their stories. But in that process, we looked at that work environment. We looked at that environment both from a ergonomic perspective, but also from a healing perspective, from an energetic perspective, meaning was it sucking energy out or was it pushing or putting energy back? And some of the stuff that we looked at were, oh, cold fluorescent lights, some cluttered surfaces, ergonomic setup that looked good but really wasn't set up for her and the constant stream of visual and auditory, what's the word? Pollution, visual and auditory pollution that was constantly bombarding her nervous system. So we didn't start with her spine. We started with her space. And within 1 week of making some small changes to environment, her pain started to fade. And again, I'm not saying we didn't do anything with her, but she had been to doctors, she had been to therapists, she had been to see people and couldn't figure out why she was still experiencing this pain. And if your body is screaming, maybe it's not broken. Maybe it's just overwhelmed and with all the noise all around it. And because you're not listening for those whispers, because you're not listening for what it's trying to tell you, it has to start screaming. It has to start shutting you down because you're not listening or you're not picking up the cues, right? And again, by the way, um, when I say that you're not doing it, sometimes you can't do something you're not aware of, right? And so part of the conversation today is hopefully shining some light, bringing awareness, putting that magnifying glass to amplify the message that number one, your environment matters. Your environment will create an experience for you that will put you either at peace or under tension. It'll bring um, scarcity and survival, or it'll bring abundance and peace. And so your environment is a constant conversation with your nervous system. It's like they're dancing together. And it's either saying you're safe, you can relax and repair, or it's saying stay alert, you're not okay, danger present. So let's break this down. There are five forms of noise that most people ignore. And it's one of the ones that I really want to talk about, which is, the visual noise. Now we're bombarded more than ever with all the visual noise. Open tabs all over the place, clutter, messy surfaces. It's just like all over the place for us. Then you have auditory noises, whether it's TVs in the background, social media, mental fragment. Like there's constantly something, these noises that are snapping us out of whatever it is that we're doing. Um, we don't have we have a TV, but we don't have TV. We can't like turn on the TV and watch TV in our house. We have a TV attached to a DVD player so that whenever we want to watch it as a family, we're ordering a DVD from the library, which is free, by the way. Pretty cool, huh? Anyways, so we get one of those DVDs, and with intention, we're going there. And I remember I've gone to my parents' house, I've gone to other people's homes, and the TV is always on. And I'm so not used to having the TV on that like it's very difficult for me to carry a conversation with that TV in the background. Like it just that auditory noise, that auditory pollution really distracts and just affects me. Like it after a while, it's like, if I'm not watching a show, I'm not doing something like I need to turn that off. And we talk about digital noise, the notifications, the social medias, the cling, 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 like all those things have a Pavlovian response. They're training us to be, oh, I gotta stop doing what I'm doing and attend to this notification. That fragmentation is radically shifted the way our ability to focus. It's affected the way we like interact with people. The fact that like I have my phone here, right? They've proven that said, the difference between having your phone like face up or face down on the table is radically different. And even more, having whether up or down, having it on a table versus having it somewhere else makes a big difference. And so if you want to be more present, don't have the phone present. Have it either in another room, in your bag, have it somewhere else if you need to focus, if you want to be present with whoever's there. Phone presence affects uh, affects focus and presence. So first one, visual noise. Second one, auditory noise. Third one, digital noise. Number four, energetic noise. The people around you and their emotions will carry. And so I don't know if you've ever been around these people. It's like you have a conversation with like you're in a great mood, and all of a sudden somebody walks in and they start unleashing. And it's not about negativity. It's just like you can state a problem, you can share a struggle. But if all you want to do is give out anchors and never share that sail to help you set free or have no des no at least foreseeable intent of you actually want to solve this or move forward from this, uh, it becomes very draining, right? So energetic noise is a very real thing. And then environmental silence, or more accurately, the lack of it, because sometimes silence is the most healing stimulus, right? Silence is golden, right? So if your environment is always on, your nervous system never gets to power down. And when your nervous system can't downshift, pain, anxiety, fatigue are are inevitable, right? Um, so actually, let's talk about something that when we talk about environment often gets overlooked, and that is nature. Nature heals. Most people don't realize this, but like your body evolved with natural rhythms, sunlight, fresh air, uneven terrain, um, silence, stillness. Actually, wait, before I go, I want to go back to the silence part because here's a big misconception. It's not that you have to go into a what is this thing called? Those those sensory deprivation tanks, right? That you can't hear anything, feel anything. Like it's not that. Though I've never done it, but I hear it's a pretty wild experience, right? Most people think, especially if you haven't spent a lot of time in nature, is that nature is silent and it could be anything but silent. Nature is often extremely loud um, because it's alive, it's vibrant, but that noise is different, is different. And you were never meant to spend 90% of your life indoors, staring at a big rectangle. Um, just you can't think of nature as as a luxury or worse. I mean, at least luxury, you're framing it as something like highly valued. But I think for many people, nature is almost an inconvenience. It's sticky, it's uncomfortable, it'll make you sweaty, you'll get bit by animals, you'll see animals, you'll get dirty. Like, it's not comfortable in many cases. It, but it's part of your original operating system. It goes through the cycles, the frequencies that your body needs to in order to reboot. It needs it to heal. It needs it to optimize. And um, actually, I had a client of mine. His name was Jonas, and he was working remotely, but like he was on screen 12 hours a day. It's just like, remember back in the COVID days where um, you'd have to do everything virtually, everything online. And it got to a point that he was just like exhausted all the time, um, anxious all the time. His sleep was completely messed up. And when we started working together, we didn't start with supplements or even sleep. We actually started by getting him outside. Said, hey, I want you to walk outside in the sun for 15 minutes every day. And and every morning I want you to go outside barefoot where you're putting your feet on grass and you're taking 20 deep breaths. Then I want you to go and I want you to hug a tree. And I know this sounds so weird to so many people. And it looks weird if you're hugging a tree outside and your neighbors are looking at what the heck is going on. We started there. We started with him walking outside in the sun, with him um, walking barefoot or being barefoot on the grass for a little bit, hugging a tree for 1 minute, and literally like putting face to tree, chest to tree, arms hugging the tree. And the results, better mood, better sleep, clear thinking, and yes, less physical stress and pain. Um, Nature lowers cortisol. It regulates circadian rhythm, right? That's the sleep wake cycle. It boosts your parasympathetic recovery. So your parasympathetic nervous system is the nervous system that helps you heal and repair and recover, whereas your sympathetic is the one that keeps you go, 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 emergency state, you know, do or die kind of situation. And that's the nervous system that many people live in, and we need to shift in order to recover to that parasympathetic state. So it boosts your parasympathetic recovery when you're in nature. It reconnects you to something deeper than yourself because, like, there is something very humbling about nature. When you're in basking in the depths of nature, you feel so small. And part of it, you kind of feel a little bit insignificant, but at the same time, you feel ever so connected and being part of it. Um, so if you can't go into a forest or a mountain, that's fine. Start with walking around the block. Get sun with no sunscreen. I promise you, nothing is going to happen. Do you know that the people with the highest prevalence of skin cancer are the people who intermittently go in the sun? In other words, you never go in the sun, and all of a sudden you go on vacation to Mexico, you go on vacation, come to Miami, and we see it all the time. People will come up from up north, the snowbirds, and they haven't gotten sun, and I don't know how long. They come in, and the first day they get lobster red. Those people are the ones that are more likely to get um, sun. Skin cancer. Why? Because there is no adaptation. If every day you go out for 10, 15 minutes, start getting that sun on your skin. If you can expose as much of it, go out in no shirt and a tank top and a bathing suit top, and shorts. Expose as much as your body legally that you can. Walking out there, let the sun. We are like solar panels absorbing that. We need that vitamin D. Um, Go outside to eat a meal, at least one meal. Eat it outside. Let the sun hit you. Let the fresh air be there. Put your phone away while you're out there. Put your feet on the grass. I mean, connect with the earth. That means socks and shoes off. Connect literally with your bare feet on the soil, on roots, on grass. Don't be on synthetic surfaces. Let your body connect. On occasion, if you don't do it, find a way to open a window. Let fresh air go through. Um, Add a plant. I think that's one of the biggest things that one of the biggest things that I've noticed in my office that I've done, not in this one, in my clinic office, is I'm turning that thing into a jungle almost. I'm trying to learn how to keep plants alive, but that greenery has energized that space in a way that I can't even describe. It's been so great. Every time I'm in there, I'm like, oh, like I just look at the plants and I'm like, they make me feel so much better. It recalibrates um the distortion of this like artificial environment. And so add plants to your work area, add plants to your home inside so that nature is not on like outside of the walls, but it's also in there, incorporated as part of your day-to-day life. Let's talk implementation, right? So you don't need to overhaul your life, but you do need to be intentional, right? If camping and living like a wild man or wild woman doesn't appeal to you, you don't have to do that. Um, but you need to be intentional. And so there are six high impact changes that you can make. Number one, light. Try to avoid um like like those intense fluorescent lights. Try to find if your house has it, try to find open windows. Like let natural light come in whenever possible. Uh, Go out and get plenty of natural light. That's another one. Number two, declutter. Your physical clutter creates mental clutter. And so if you can declutter, um, start with like one surface at a time, whether it's your desk, your nightstand, like find something. Just remove crap. We build up so much of it on a day-to-day basis, year after year. Start cleaning up. And once you're able to do that, you're going to start noticing you can breathe a little bit easier. Um, Number three is sound. Number three, sound. Silence is underrated. So kill background TV, use noise canceling headphones if needed, but try to be okay with being silent in the car. You don't need the radio on. Just drive in silence. Let your mind do some thinking, sorting out things, clearing things out. Um, Number four, scent, right? When we're talking about environment, man, our nose is so powerful. If you can control the aromatics in the room, you can shift moods in an instant. You know, lavender, eucalyptus, citrus. Citrus has a way of energizing, right? Eucalyptus is like that, like that calming. Lavender will bring you down. So what's the mood you're trying to get into? If you need to be in a room where you need to go to sleep, hey, probably lavender is a great thing, assuming you're not allergic to it. The smell of lavender will help downshift into a parasympathetic state. If you're trying to engage and activate the system, keep you sharp and fresh, citrus oils, orange, lemon has a way of invigorating, keeping focus, keeping energy up. The other thing is tech boundaries, right? So number five would be like having tech boundaries, set shutdown times, um, remove phone, like have periods where you put your phone aside and don't look at it, have it in a completely different room, delete five apps you haven't used in a month. Like all of these things feed into a healthier environment. Um, Number six, nature. Get into nature. Like quite literally, take time and go outside, spend time in nature, and also bring nature in. We talked about the idea of the plants. One that's a bonus, stare at the sky, stare at the clouds. I don't know if you remember, if you're watching this, how old you are, but I remember as a kid, again, we didn't have phones, we didn't have anything. So there were times that it's okay to be bored. We didn't have anything to do. We would sit down, lie down, and look at the sky. We would look at clouds passing by. Oh, what shape it is. Let the imagination roll. Just let the breeze go, let the sun hit. Just like being there, being there. If you're lucky enough that you live close enough to a beach, go to the beach. There's something rejuvenating about that ocean air. So take advantage. We are recalibrated with nature. Don't neglect that. So let's zoom out for a moment. Um, your external environment is only half the equation, right? Because we have an external environment, the one we live in, but then probably even more important, and they both matter, but I would say if we're looking at the thing that will propel you even that much more is your internal environment. Um, I think it matters more. Like if we're gonna say one or the other, the internal matters more than the external because the internal can get you through a lot of the external stuff, right? Um, you can have a clean desk, you can have plants all over the place, but if your mind is still racing, you're not free. Like your mind, you can't control it. That's a problem, right? So there are ways to practice clearing clearing the internal environment, right? So meditation, right? And there's so many different types of meditation. If you've tried meditation and you're like, oh, this thing doesn't work for me, don't stop, right? Don't stop. There are so many different types of meditation. Find one that does work for you. I guarantee you that there is one that'll work for you. I had a lady once who couldn't, quite literally couldn't sit still. She just like, it's just too much, right? And that's a different problem and stuff like that. But sometimes you have to meet someone where they're at. And I'm like, hey, one of the things I want you to do is we're going to focus on doing this meditative breathing. And it was breath based. So it was like, not even like, hey, it's not that I need you there for 10 minutes. I need you to take 50 breaths. And she could not sit and take 50 breaths without moving. So I said, okay. So I want you to start by walking and intentionally take 50 breaths. So we started there. And she's like, oh, I was able to do that. Okay, great. So now what I want you to do is take 50 breaths, but I want you to do an upward and downward dog. So every time you inhale, you're going to be in this position. Exhale, you'll go downward dog. Inhale, you'll do upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. I mean, she definitely got stronger as she did that. She got a little stretch going. She was moving, so she was happy. And by the time like a few weeks of this movement with focused breathing happened, she's like, man, I've never been able to do that. And it opened the door for her to then say, hey, I want to try it sitting down now. And lo and behold, she was able to sit and do 50 breaths. Um, sitting and doing the 50 breaths is less of the point, but it's creating the space for it. And she did the work to open up these practices. Another one that helps with that internal environment is prayer. You know, I've talked about it on this, the power of having something greater than yourself, it cannot be understated. And if now you can offer a prayer and share gratitude, share problems, share um, concerns, all of a sudden it's like decluttering the mind, decluttering the soul. And so prayer is one of the most powerful ones. And I would highly encourage you, no matter what your faith, no matter what your belief is, pray. Breath work, like intentional breath work. I have a good friend of mine, Shay, does some phenomenal breath work stuff that I hadn't seen before. I know they have like Wim Hof method. They have so many different types of breath work out there that you could explore with in this day and age. You can just like go to YouTube University, right? Go on YouTube, type in something that even if you typed in breath work, 5 minute breath work. Okay, great. Breath work for energy, breath work for stress relief, breath work for um, yeah, hallucinations, whatever you want, right? Like you can the how in this day and age, finding the how of something should not be the thing stopping you because there's so many resources, so many things that we have available to us that can really make a difference. So um, we talked about meditation, we talked about prayer, breath work, journaling. Uh, you can do it digitally. My recommendation, um, get an actual journal. Actually, hold on. Here's one. Where is it? What am I doing? Oh, right here. Here's one, right? I have tons of these where I journal, I plan, I kind of set out the vision on a day-to-day basis, and it makes such a difference. I've gone off and on different types of practice with the journaling. And again, you don't know what to do? YouTube University. Find options. Hey, what are some what are like you can type in journaling quick journaling prompts or quick journaling techniques that you can start. And I say quick because sometimes we just need to dip our foot in the water just to get going. You can't control the whole world, but you can control and command your space, and your inner space is one of the most powerful ones. Currently, I read it at least once most years, sometimes twice. And it's what is his name? Not Victor Hugo. Man's Search for Meaning. Now it's gonna haunt me. Give me a second. What is this guy's name now? I'm drawing a blank. Viktor Frankl. Sorry. Victor Hugo is a different author, right? So Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning, and he talks about being in the concentration camps, and he was a psychotherapist, and he talks about it, looking at that, like of of the power that we have with our mind, that even under the most dire and the most difficult circumstances, if you can train your mind to search for the good, search for the opportunity to serve, for the little things, all of a sudden you can endure anything, right? So commanding your space both internally and externally is massive. And I know I've gone through different periods of my life where I've ignored this. I used to think, or I used to practice, I would say, right? Like one thing is what we say, the other one is what we do. And I remember not always doing what I was saying. And, it was just train harder, um, track more things, be more regimented, tighten up routines. But I felt off. I felt edgy, because all I wanted was just more output. But I was also started feeling uninspired. I was feeling like, yeah, I'm doing all these things, but they started feeling meaningless. They started feeling pointless. They started, like, I don't know. They felt off. I wasn't where I needed and wanted to be. So, and it's happened at different times in my life, right? And I share this, right? I'm having a conversation with you, where I've had to stop, look around. Sometimes I've had to leave. When my wife was pregnant with Aiden, with our third one, I was in a really dark place. I don't, That's probably been the worst that I've ever been. I just felt like I was in a real big rut. And I remember my mentor, now good friend, Dax, reached out to me, and he's like, "Hey, I'm having a retreat out in Thailand." And I was just really lost. And like I just felt lost, right? Like I was just, and my wife told me, she goes, "Look, I can't help you. Like I don't know how to help you anymore. I don't know like what else I can do to get you out of this funk. And if you think that this retreat will help, then like you need to do it, not only for you, but like for us, because this baby's coming. And like, even if you miss the birth because you're over there, you are like, I need you here to to be the leader of our family. I need you, like, I need you to be the man that I know you to be, right? And that was tough. That was tough. And I know that, you know, like she said that with extreme love and with extreme concern for me. And because uh, this trip would have been close to the due date, right? And this was the third one, so the baby, it could have come early. But that's how serious she was. That's how bad of a funk I was, that she's like, "Hey, like, I need you here for the rest of my life. I'm like, even if you missed this, it would be worth it if you came back, you know, with that vibrance, with that focus, with that clarity that you needed." And honestly, um, I went. I went to Thailand and I did come back renewed. I did come back focused. I did come back with more clarity that helped me both internally and externally show up. And, I can happily report that I got back and 3 days later the baby was born. So it all worked out, right? But uh, how powerful that my wife was willing to make that declaration and say, hey, I'm willing, like, I need you, that person that I know, that 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 person that is the leader of our family, like she goes, I just like I want you at your full potential because our families continue to grow and the kids need the best father and need the best husband and they deserve nothing less, right? So I I I share that and it's a little bit of a tangent, but um it's important to simplify things, cut out the noise. This is a much more extreme version of cutting out the noise, right? Shifting perspective. And in Thailand, we were outside all the time. There were lots of points of reflection. There was lots of points of journaling, lots of opportunities to just kind of work through stuff. And my energy, it came back. My focus came back. My vitality, my vigor for life was stronger than ever before. And it wasn't because I added more. It was the opposite. I removed. That's kind of like where the word retreat comes from, right? Like people think like retreat, like, hey, turn back. We're like giving up. That's what most people think of when they think of retreat. But retreat is to step away from from your current environment, from your current reality. And that's part of the power of it, right? It helps to simplify things. It cuts the noise. It, in this particular case, it gave me more opportunity to be outside and just work through these things. And so here's the bottom line. Healing does not happen through action alone. It happens through alignment. And your environment is either keeping you stuck or it's setting you free. Don't try and heal in a space that's breaking you. It's not going to happen. It's like trying to brush your teeth with Oreo cookies. You're not going to get cleaner teeth. Design your space like the future depends on it because it does. It does. I really want to thank you for sticking with me. This has been a long one and hopefully it's been valuable for you. But if you'd like help mapping out um, more of your environment and getting a deeper understanding of those friction points, pain points, whether you're in physical pain, spiritual pain, emotional pain, a combination of the three, go to cruisecountry.com, book your pain profile analysis call, and we can break that down. We can break that down and figure out what's going on. Um, we'll help you align with your environment, your nervous system, and the healing process from the inside out. Um, until the next time, I've been Armando Cruz. Stay sharp, stay rooted, and keep pushing against the hurt.